Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. Earlier, we were fortunate enough to catch up with Michelle Anderson. Michelle's from the National Road and Safety Foundation because it's a startling headline that the next 100 days that we go through this summer are the deadliest for our kids, teenage drivers. They're out on the road. And Michelle, earlier I gave a little personal insight. I've got a 16-year-old. She's behind the wheel, but also too, a lot of times, her brother is in the car with her. So it's a little bit twofold for the Hayslip family. Now, Michelle, we were talking about the way to get this message out. And there's also an organization called SAD. A lot of people are infinitely familiar with MAD because it's been around. But SAD's been around for 40 years, but people may not be familiar with it or how to set it up in their community. How do they go about that?
Yes, so thank you for asking that question because it's very simple. Again, SAD, Students Against Destructive Decisions. They were once known as Students Against Driving Drunk, but then their mission expanded and we are looking at all specs of safety on our roads, right? Mm-hmm. So if you are interested in starting a SAD chapter in your town, in your city, all you have to do is go to the SAD website, which is SADD.org. And it is a very simple thing to do. It's not necessarily led by adults, although there are adult supervision. These are youth leaders that are speaking up in their cities, that they're speaking against destruction. They're speaking up for positive role models, and they're doing a great job at it. And they are making an aggressive push during the summer to make sure that their peers are safe on our roads.
Michelle, we've got a number of just intelligent, super bright students here in the 4 states. And if the best way to convey this message about making this the safest summer ever, if it is peer-to-peer, if they want to become one of those advocates, whether it be for the National Road Safety Foundation, whether it be for SAD, what are the best steps for a parent and their child to take to become an advocate?
So the first thing we would always suggest to the parent is to be a role model yourself. Be a good role model. When you get in your vehicle, make sure you're buckling up. Make sure you're putting away your devices and you're making all the necessary adjustments in your car because your teen is watching you and they're going to more than likely do what they see you doing. So that's our message to the parents, to adults. And as for the teens, we ask that you do likewise, but then also use the power of your voice. If there's something that is not right in the car, speak up, say something. Sometimes these kids pile into the vehicles and there are 6 kids at one time, and there are only maybe 4 or 5 seat belts. So we're really trying to make sure that you have that voice to speak up. And if you're in that situation, that you get out of the vehicle. Just make sure that you know also your graduated driver licensing laws. Each state is different. In one state, you may be able to drive after 10 p.m. In another state, you may not be able to. So you need to know that.
I hate to sound like a parent when I say this, but I remind mine, you're essentially, you're driving a steel guided missile. Yeah, think about that. Think about that, moms and dads. I'm not saying it's the right way to do it. It's a friendly reminder when they get behind that wheel. Michelle Anderson of the National Road and Safety Foundation. Michelle, I want to thank you for your time and the information that you provided. It's eye-opening, and I'm not going to lie to you. It's a little bit scary. But thanks in part to the foundation and organizations like SAD, hopefully we can make this the safest summer ever.
Yes, thank you for having us.
We'll be back with more KOAM Morning News right after this.